Hey Lincoln, my name is Brendan Nagel, and welcome back to Split Review. We hope you had a great spring break. Today's episode is all about teachers. We will show you around the art class, the school store, and an algebra classroom. For our first story, Taj will show us one of the art teachers, Mr. Price.
Every teacher has a story on what made them decide to teach. Mr. Price is no exception.
So I actually became a teacher because I met this other girl at college who was going to be an art teacher, and started following her around, and she was going to be an art teacher, so I was too, and I ended up marrying her. She is not an art teacher, but that's why I made it to where I'm at, and that's why I teach.
Mr. Price has many other hobbies and interests besides teaching. If he wasn't a teacher, where would he be?
Professionally, I guess I'd probably be doing something in like hospitality management, or I'd be doing something at like a nonprofit, like helping people that were in need.
Among his many hobbies, Mr. Price is a skateboarder who can actually do tricks.
I like to skateboard because I started skateboarding when I was in 5th grade. My grandpa let me skip school and he bought me my first skateboard, and it's always been like a deep part of me. When everyone else quit skateboarding in middle school and picked on me for it, I just always kept skating. And it's funny now because that was the reason I was picked on, and that's one of the reasons why people think I'm cool, I guess, now.
Mr. Price also created his own movement. Its slogan is love-minded, and he left us with some inspirational advice.
Yeah, I just feel like if you open yourself up to like experience things fully, and you're in the present moment, that the possibilities are endless, and to really love yourself first is the most important thing and piece of advice that I can give to anyone, is that you love yourself first, and then you're ready to accept love and give love truly to everyone else. So love yourself.
Mr. Price is not only a great teacher, but also a great person. For all the underclassmen trying to decide which classes they will take next year, consider taking one of his classes. This is Taj Chapman reporting for Split Review.
Mr. Price is a very inspirational teacher. Our second story is about one of the mathematicians of the school, Dr. Jollivan.
Today we sit down with Dr. Jollivan, who is a newer face to the Lincoln High School staff.
Well, I have been at Lincoln for 3 years, but I taught for a couple of years before then. One of those years was in Detroit.
Dr. Jollivan knew from an early stage in her life she wanted to become a teacher.
I always liked kids. In fact, when I was in college studying engineering, I worked at an elementary school as a lunch lady.
Before Dr. Jollivan began her career in teaching, she lived in Thailand with her husband.
I lived in Thailand for 3 years because my husband worked for Ford Motor Company, and so they moved us over there.
Since coming to Lincoln, she has come to love the Lincoln students and the staff. We hope to see Dr. Jollivan for a long time in the Lincoln community. Reporting for Split Review, I'm Noelle Murphy.
It'll be like our last 25 minutes.
And for our final story, we will take a deeper look into Mr. Bogart, the creator of the school store.
You may know him from one of your classes, or you might have seen him in the school store when you were getting a snack. This is Mr. Bogart, and he has a lot of knowledge to share.
Well, I've been teaching here at Lincoln since 1983, and this is my 36th year here. When I first started here, I taught business classes, and as the computer generation came in, I started teaching technology classes as well, and then I teach English classes once in a while. But primarily I teach marketing classes and technology classes throughout my career.
Mr. Bogart puts a lot of effort into building the relationships with his students in and out of the classroom.
Well, my favorite part of teaching is building the relationships with the kids, and then if you can build that relationships with the kids, really they'll work for you, they'll work hard for you, they'll respect you, and then you, just as you respect them. And then also, along with teaching, I've coached for about 30 years at Lincoln as well. So between the coaching and the teaching, working with kids, that's kind of what I enjoy the most.
One thing the marketing class does every year is the DECA competition, which is an organization that has been around since 1946.
So DECA is an organization, it's a business and marketing organization for students that teaches them marketing skills in various aspects of business. And so we've had a DECA chapter here since 2015. Back when I did student teaching in 1983, that was my first experience with DECA. So it's a strong organization that's been around for many years.
Marketing is a fun class where you learn a lot of useful skills for running your own business, or if you get a job with customer service. Back to you on the floor.
That's it for this episode of Splitter View. Next week on Tuesday and Wednesday, the juniors are taking their SATs, and we wish you the best of luck. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next episode.